What's up, what's up, what's up? We are the High Vibers on StreetTacticsRadio.com. Another beautiful Sunday Love Talk Radio. We got Zen Love. I'm Denise Artista, and our special guest. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm David Bloodworth, and I'm grateful to be here.
What up?
Nice.
So, man,
nice to have you, David.
Yeah, super
always a pleasure.
honor to have any guests that we invite on the show, and they come through and add a great perspective, because Zen and I, we spend a lot of time together, so we like to mix it up and have these kind of conversations with a third perspective and really dive deep into the vibrations. So
well, I've found when you've been in a long-term relationship, there comes a point where there's not really separation. So to me, y'all are the same person.
I totally get that. Like, we're definitely treated as one and the same, but Zen and I definitely have our disagreements on ideas at times, but we have good, healthy disagreements, like horror movies. I'm all about them.
Before we get into horror movies, because I really want to tap back into that. But the thing is, it's so new. Being raised, I was raised a certain way, and I saw certain things, but being in a relationship and seeing it through 5 different types of crossing the line or the finish line. I feel like you're lapping on different levels. You're kind of just going up to new levels.
What do you mean? Elaborate.
Okay, so I don't know. Let me see if we're on the same page, because I want to see if I understand.
This is the telepathy test.
That you and we level up in our relationship to a new level that couples reach, and their checkpoints.
Yeah, and those checkpoints can only get there through one of the halves being the leader in that moment. And it's not a competition. It
switches off, right?
It switches off because we both contain a certain trait that allows us to be strong in our own way. And we have to be strong enough to know when it's our turn to lift, to take it to that next level, because I'm going to tell you straight up, when at weaker points in my earlier stages of this relationship, I used to be like, hell no, I'm not lifting a thing. It's her, she's supposed to do it. There's that subconscious inner battle that doesn't really reach the level of the top to that conscious level where you're expressing that, but that's what's really going on. That you be the bigger. And on an earthly plane, it's about being the bigger person that really does it to simplify it.
Babe, I want to add how you think you know someone, and then when you stay together,
it's totally different.
You keep learning new things.
Every day.
I really thought that I knew Zen.
Yeah.
And then it's, to my surprise, 5 years later, I learned
that I'm a
something else new, or he learned something new about me.
Being.
We've been together for 5 years, and he always knew that my mom passed away when I was a young girl, so we always respected that trauma in my life and addressed it. But then just the other day, something happened that triggered these emotions within me, and then I was like, you know what, why I feel this way? Because my mom was alive, and then we went to go bring my sister to work, we came back, and then she wasn't, so I just would rather we stick together. And he was just like, wow, I never knew that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I never told you that. We've been together for 5 years, but when things don't come up until it's their time to come up,
until the stars align,
you're just like, whoa, we're still getting to know each other. That's crazy.
I
feel like we should all elaborate on trauma, because it affects everybody differently, and everyone's gone through something. So I mean, I know what's happened in my life. I can talk about that.
Oh yeah, we were.
I wanted to ask. She just gave an example. You should give one too.
My deepest trauma that affects me in certain ways that I could elaborate on if need be, but to keep it 100, my deepest trauma is sexual abuse. That's what affected me. That's what tampered with my childhood to become numb along the way.
That would definitely affect future relationships. You don't even have...
Denise knows.
You don't even have to elaborate, just saying sexual abuse, and I know plenty of people can relate to that because it's a thing that happens. It's sad, but But like the news is covering things that have been happening for years, and people are just now coming out to talk about them.
And
Right.
you know, it's crazy. A lot of the people who do harm in the world, you know, based off. I don't really watch. I don't really go into it. But I
Yeah.
notice when Denise is watching like serial killers and
I'm obsessed with serial
people
killers,
doing
and
hard time
They
and
tend
killing
to
people.
have been abused.
yeah, they
So
go through some
it's
hard
awesome that
stuff
Zen
when-
is not a serial killer.
Yeah,
like,
it's a real
so
psychological thing. Like that could affect somebody's entire life.
Yeah.
For me personally, about 2.5 years ago, I had a break-in at my apartment, and then there was a fight because I was living with my ex-girlfriend at the time, and there was a gun in both of our faces. You know, my first instinct is to, you know, defend my girlfriend, and of course, I end up
Bravo.
getting shot. But she picks up a frying pan and chases these people out the door. But like that has affected my entire life, and like it made me realize how deep the value of a family is. And like don't think I was as close to my parents as I was until after that experience. And I feel like when I was younger, me and my dad fought a lot, but I feel like we actually are close and like can communicate properly now. You know.
Yeah.
And
That's such you know, to me, like to hear you that your near death experience was getting shot. Now,
well, that's also kind of the reason I went vegan, because like it helped. We're all vegan here. I don't know if you guys know this. So
yep, vegans,
Plant-based.
unite.
vegans
Just
unite.
the plant-based station.
But like after that, it made me really want to like take care of my body better, because like to value your health. Like you never know what's could happen. You know, you could die tomorrow in a car accident. Anything can happen. That could happen to any single person. You know, so like it puts it in perspective. Like when you have a near-death experience. So like I try to convey it to as many people as possible, and that's why I practice veganism. You know. And I know we all have our own reasoning for that, and we should talk more on that too.
Yeah, I just
real quick. I
Sure.
want to get a shout out to Mama Bear, Bridget Britt. I love you.
what's
We
up,
love you so much.
Bridget?
Hey, if you want to call in 678-383-9996, you make the best conversations. You do know how to make time go by, and we love you out here. And just wanted to give you blessings and shout outs. So please call if you want to share your love or share whatever you got to say, Mom, because you always got something smart and wise. And a lot of people out here could use your angelic wisdom and your humor. You're one of the funniest people I'm so blessed to be your child because you're so funny.
That was so
She is
beautiful.
hilarious. I'm so blessed
That was
to.
beautiful, dude.
I'm so blessed
Yeah.
to be on Bridget's good side. Like
Yeah.
she's so she's so cool that like I would never want to be on her bad side because she takes it there. Like you don't want to make
Jeez.
enemies with Bridget. You want to make friends with Bridget. That's someone you want on your side, on your team. You know.
Let me go real quick. Let me pinch that real quick. My mom is so spiritually in tuned that when she sees you, she gets an automatic. She's very empathic. So when she sees you, she's able to read you off the bat. And I think
That's like
that
clairvoyance-y.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you got to keep it real around Bridget.
Yeah, you gotta
can't
keep it
be
real.
high.
She's
You
gonna
can't
call
have
your bluff.
skeletons in your closet. You can't like.
because what she can do is see your intention. She
For
can
sure.
see your tensions, and that's why, like, as my mom, you know, imagine someone coming from the streets having godlike tendencies.
Yeah.
That's huge contrast. So you end up being scared, or you end up being lost, or you end up doing things that you believe is safe, because there's such a huge world of unknown where angels and everyone's calling for to remind you of your purpose and things of that nature. My mom is so powerful. I don't think she has ever she knows how powerful she is, but there's still another level to that power that she hasn't tapped into yet. But it seeps out when I would bring, you know, my mom was so cool. I used to bring friends over all the time, you know, and she would just read them. She would just read them and see them right off the bat.
Be like, you should hang out with him more, and you should hang out with him less. Like,
You know,
yeah,
but,
like yeah,
in a sense.
I mean,
yeah, pretty much.
like,
In her own funny way, it would be that way.
They're saying, because you know there's people that walk this earth that are like complete other people than who they present themselves to be.
oh yeah,
So,
definitely.
yeah, I feel like some people are like they're under the influence of substances, and someone blind would never have a clue.
Yeah.
And like Bridget would like be able to tell
She
you
can know when you offline.
how much you're on, like what you're using.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
geez.
Like she could just tell
Yeah.
what's your story.
I
like,
love it. I love it. It's like you're walking with your profile and your your
Oh,
recent
like you ever see
actions.
Death Note? It's like Death Note.
Death Note is awesome. So
Yeah.
You
she's
could like see your
she has the
numbers.
Shinigami eyes.
Yes.
She's
yes.
got Shinigami eyes.
A a Shinigami is
An angel of death.
Yeah, an angel of
Yeah.
death, and they can see beyond the physical world. They can see the
right.
vibrational plane and see what's to come and things of that nature.
they
It's
see your-
Japanese folklore. It's not anything negative or positive.
They
whatever.
see your lifespan above your head and your whole real name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just by looking at you, they know who and how long you have left to live.
I thought it might still be on Netflix, so
Oh, it
make sure,
definitely is on
make sure that
Netflix.
you not the movie, the cartoon, and
Yeah.
make
Get
sure
the-
that you don't have work because
Yeah.
you will be trapped
Be
and want
binging.
to watch the whole season.
Yeah, it's not
so.
that long. It's not your. It's not like the.
I mean, I
the
could list the
longer
anime
ones.
for days for people to watch.
We're definitely gonna. We're definitely gonna get a nice conversation on anime. I don't invest a lot of my times, but I'm an illustrator, and you are too, and we definitely tap into that world for entertainment and inspiration. But
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, but so wait, you were saying that like after getting shot. By the way, so
that's
for
what-
the new people here, Bloodworth here.
Bloodworth.
Got David
got shot during a burglary,
got shot during a burglary,
and then he
and
had kind of like
a
enlightened
near-death
him.
experience, and
Yep.
then he became vegan.
So
And that
Jay
was his
or
upliftment.
Zen, I wanted to tap into because like there's like a seriousness to experiencing like you're having a near death experience or a near life experience, if you will, by getting shot. And not too long ago, I had a near life experience by
near life. I like that.
yeah,
near
yeah,
life.
by-
Because remember, guys,
by
this
food
is a dream.
poisoning.
The
Food
physical world
poisoning.
by
is a
food
dream.
poisoning.
Where did you get food poisoning?
All right, so
Food.
So I'm
poisoning.
yeah, it's actually I guess I'm diagnosing myself because I'm only putting two and two together. But there was this moment where I was drinking a lot of coffee. So it honestly wasn't even food poisoning, it was a caffeine overdose. But I was drinking a lot of coffee, which I've been a barista all my life, so it's like not a problem. But I made the decision to only drink high quality coffee, so I would make sure that
How
if
much did you drink that day?
Okay, so this day,
Get to the point.
So this day, if anyone knows their coffee, cold brew coffee is like a concentrate coffee.
Okay, yeah.
Zen brought me home because I guess
Street.
Whole Foods was closed. I like to get my coffee at Whole Foods,
Yeah, it was
fresh
late.
off
It
the
was like
tap.
10 o'clock.
Yeah, so he brought me home this like cold brew concentrate, which I thought was just cold brew coffee, and I know
You're supposed to mix that with like
Yo,
almond
Right.
you already
rice.
know.
Yes,
This was cut.
I
This
did
was
not.
pure
I did not.
cut.
There's like I think
It was pure
1,000
cut
grams
coffee,
of
Yeah.
caffeine in
1,000
there.
Right.
grams.
It
And
was so
origi-
irresponsible.
And it's like what,
it was
how-
completely
it's like,
So were you, like-
irresponsible.
What?
No,
Nah,
it
she
wasn't
couldn't
like
get to that
no,
point.
like obviously. So why I call it food poisoning is because obviously my body couldn't handle it, so it just started vomiting it out of my system. But the pain, the digestive system inside of me was experiencing the most excruciating pain, like worse than childbirth. And I've given birth
Worse
to worse
than
than childbirth. So I thought I was gonna
Jesus
die.
Christ.
So I thought I was gonna die, and Rosalind really wanted me to go to the hospital, but I was like, no, I think that if it's a stomach virus, because there was a stomach flu going around, and I was just like, maybe I have the stomach flu. But I had all these enlightening experiences. All in all, the next couple of days, it was just embarrassing and ridiculous to have been my way out. If that was my way
Well,
out,
yeah,
that would have
well,
been
we're-
ridiculous.
That would have been terrible.
Yeah, but so like I feel like
Food poisoning, though, I feel that the average American or person in general poisons themselves every day. And
Yeah.
they aren't aware of it. And
right. That's when I became aware that it was in that process of me clinging onto life, being like, I wish this pain was over, that I was like, oh my gosh, I should never watch that much YouTube. I should have never, where you have all that like
sudden realizations of
yes,
like, here's all the things that I did wrong.
Right.
And here's all the things that I should be doing.
Right. And that love for your body, of course, came through due to the, I was abusing my body.
Yeah.
And I shared that understanding. It's just a
What's
shame
sad
that
is,
mine
like,
was my way and you got shot. It's just interesting.
Shout out to my friend Victoria. She cooked me vegan meals for like a week straight. And after she showed me how to do it, that's when I knew that, hey, I could do this,
Yeah.
Was this after you got shot?
Yeah. It was probably like half a year after. I had moved back down to Florida. I was living up here when this happened. And then I came back up here. And yeah, I started in Florida, it's like going back in time 7 years. You can't get the things like they don't have conscious eating down there. There's one vegan restaurant, dude. One vegan restaurant, and up here there's like 30.
Which is crazy because it's a tropical environment. There's so much to use.
There's so much vegetation.
There's so much plant. It's like Hawaii.
Yeah,
you can have but it's the Florida has a lot of diverse cultures that come from a strong meat eating.
Well, people
culture.
have a real closed mind way of thinking down there. Like, for example, where I went to high school, there was only probably like 7 people of color in my entire school. It was predominantly white kids and then a couple Hispanic. Like, so some kids have never left that part of Florida their entire life. So they don't even know, like, they don't even know the difference.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to me because, like, I was born and raised here in Atlanta, and this is basically like the New York City of the South if you live downtown.
Yeah.
Like, all cultures are here combined together, living in harmony for the most part. You know.
Right.
At least in those cities, not in the country.
Yeah, not in the country. But even like still in like Cumming, you can get things that you can't get in Florida. Like, I lived right outside of Pensacola in a small town called Gulf Breeze. But it was actually famous for UFO sightings in the 80s. Some dude wrote a book.
Oh, that's dope. I'm trying to get out there because I
shout out to my alien brethren.
Yeah, shout out to my ancestors. One time I'm driving with my dad right across the street. Denise used to work at VIP in Connecticut.
And you keep just giving them that free promo that I'm just not about.
I'm sorry. She used to work at a
place.
An adult store.
An adult store, if you will. She used to work at an adult store. And me and my dad, my dad owned, Subway.
Food chain.
Yeah, down the corner. I'm a shout out. That's our family business right there. Shout out to Subway. They're doing their thing. They look out. They're on the wave of providing healthy foods, and I rock with that. Anybody out there that's promoting health to the level that they are aware of, because I'm not knocking anyone for their level of consciousness. If they're doing
some
the
people
best,
are just ignorant, and it's not their fault. It's the way.
Right.
I was ignorant. I was ignorant before
but you
I
can
was
still
vegan.
get a veggie sandwich, and you can still leave out and do whatever you can. The fact that you have your own custom, you can customize your sandwiches and stuff. That still allows you to be as healthy as you can on the go, whatever. That creates a platform for anything else to elevate. That creates a platform for things to be created for us to be able to eat healthier at that pace of American pace, that fast food pace, and still having 100%,